JRVisual.com here with my brother Montel Skrilla. You're listening to the Talk 100 podcast. That's how we do it on a Friday night. Link up, chop it up, make sense of these current events, things that's going on in the world. Get a chance, go ahead, like the channel, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Happy New Year to you. 2021, we made it. You know what I'm saying? Just back off vacation. Hey, make sure you check us out on Instagram. You can check me out at JR Visual. My man Montel Skrilla at Skrillatel, the producer. You can see it right there on the screen. And D Marl also at real_sports_time if you like the live play-by-play sports action. This is what we do on Friday nights. Come holler at us though. All the stuff going on in the media. The world is upside down if you ask me. Skrilla, what's the word with you?
Man, trying to make it do what it do, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, if y'all stick around to the end of the show tonight, we're going to have a special little update that you might have caught it before, but we're going to rerun the investing episode that was right before Christmas of 2020. So, a few minutes segment, so make sure you tune in and check that out. But we just going to jump right into these stories, what's going on in the United States of America, man. What's up with these people down here on Capitol Hill? Craziness going on. Did you get a chance to see any updates before the show?
No, I heard a whole lot, man. I think it was some things that I seen. I think you sent me that video where it looks like the police was ushering people in.
Oh yeah,
to storm the Capitol.
Yeah, that was crazy, right?
Some people are saying that it's been staged and all that type of stuff. So I don't know, man. We gotta wait this one out, bro. Get the popcorn out and see what's gonna happen.
They've been talking about all this great facial recognition technology that they got. You know, they should be able to grab everybody's face who has something to do with it. Some of the people were down there, I guess, peacefully protesting or whatever, you know. Everybody didn't run up in that boy.
Yeah, I think one of the things that stood out to me was the lady with the wheelchair, elderly lady in the wheelchair, and what happened. She had a sign saying something about Medicare or Medicaid, and I was watching one of the news networks, and it's so easy to kind of like make it a Trump thing, but some of those people, like you said, was there peacefully and protesting issues and not necessarily campaigning for the president per se. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, like in particular, that lady was there because of whatever her issue is with Medicare and Medicaid. And it just made me think like, okay, some people are standing on principle and issues, and then other people just, you know, maybe just there to be part of the mob. And obviously some of it had to be part of it, like a stage coup or something, you know?
Well,
and some people are saying that is just the beginning, that more things are planned come January 20th, 1st or something like that. So it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, people risking it all, man. People down there risking their jobs and livelihoods and all this stuff. So yeah, it seemed like they just throwing, you know, just throwing it all out there. Nobody cares. My man who was they caught up in Pelosi's office, he seemed, I mean, I was reading somewhere that he was like some type of professional dude.
Really?
Yeah, I forgot where I saw that. I'm on here right now, but yeah, it's just crazy. People just throwing it all away, man. I don't get it. So you would expect something else is coming. You know, they online planning all of this stuff. So, you know, to me, that's like the biggest downfall of it all is the technology and just the like for real. When you look at this, tell me that it don't just look like a visual representation of cancel culture and, you know, all this crap that the mentalities of people nowadays with social media. You know, they link up on social media. People was from everywhere too. You know, I seen one lady from Tennessee getting interviewed. And I mean, I'm sure everybody know, but we talking about the Capitol Hill was what they calling it, insurrection. You know, they tried to overthrow the government, and that's what these photos and these images are. We got 5 people dead as a result of this. They're saying Donald Trump might have to face some type of charges. What you think about that?
Oh, they on his head, man. They are on that man's head.
But I mean, can they get him for some kind of conspiracy? Considering, you know, the rhetoric and, you know, that's what they've been saying that they're trying to get him on.
It's a possibility. And one thing about it, they leaving him standing alone, and it's obvious that that there are people that really maybe behind closed doors stand with this, you know, because you can't have people storm the Capitol without inside, you know, help. Like that's just obvious, you know. And
I mean, we got proof from that video. You see the police. I don't have that pulled up, but you know, just ushering people in. That's no surprise though.
No surprise. And that's what makes it kind of interesting. And because here's the thing, this was planned. And I think I had spoke on this like some months back about how other ethnic groups or other people in other cultures, how they're able to make a plan without the radio, the television, and just one day you just see them open up 7-Elevens all over the country, you know, own hotels all over the country, and you've never heard of anything that they were planning to do. And, you know, whereas our culture, you know, we're part of the cancel culture in some cases. We broadcast everything on the radio, on the internet, and we don't have a movement, you know, and that's what I think it was the infrastructure episode. I don't know if that was, I know it was one of our earlier episodes where we're talking about infrastructure. When you have infrastructure, you do not need to broadcast your movement. It just happens because you have real boots on the ground. You have organization, you have real leadership, and you're able to just pop up. That's pretty, like just think of it like this. This is going to be a study case, you know, for years to come. Because how can thousands of people congregate at the most pivotal place in America? You know, the very symbol of power and structure. How are they able to, with all these cameras, with all of the technology, how did they just pop up right there at that moment?
Right.
And it's interesting. I heard someone say that it was very planned out that they did not have guns. But think about it. If they would have done the same thing that they did here in Michigan, in Lansing, when they popped up with guns, what kind of conflict could that have happened? So I believe that this was just I can touch you.
Yeah, right.
I can.
But some of them did, you know, have guns. So a lot of people. It was the one guy I saw that they found him with like 5 or 6 Molotov bombs. You know, with they said he had melted styrofoam with gasoline inside of these little ball, you know, storage glasses. They was saying it was like it was like little napalm bombs, bombs. Crazy. Then when he got pulled over, they found, you know, AR-15, you know, assault rifles. It was a gun in his pocket, ammunition. But
they were heavily heated, but it wasn't an open carry situation.
Because I think of the city, you can't carry in that city, I believe.
That's what I heard too. But at that point, you know, who cares about the law? You know what I'm saying? Like if we 100,000 deep, you know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about being arrested at that point. You know what I'm saying? If I'm in a mob like that, and we all got guns. It's gonna be some, yeah, we gonna hear y'all out or whatever. And I hate to say it, man, it's a little inkling of me that's just kind of like happy that this did happen because we knew something was brewing. That's just it's just obvious. It's been the climate for the last 12, probably 16 years. But
We said it
what?
during the Puffy show when we was talking about what Puffy was talking about. It was the same type of conversation. Well, he was
Yeah,
saying that the black people will go crazy, but what we said was that if Trump loses, that's what we should be worried about more so than if he won. And now we
and I
seeing it
also
happen.
said that you try to make these white people wear these masks, it's gonna be a problem. See, I know. See, I know when things happen, man. There's a lot of people that talk about it, but other ethnic groups have proven to me through just trial and error and just me recognizing certain things that they are ready to move without any type of notice. And we have to take note. It's cool to keep, harping on the racial things, but sometimes you have to learn from your enemy as well. Sometimes you have to be smart enough to disseminate, you know, wisdom from foolishness. So that is kind of like what I would like us to grab. Let's get some of these lessons from this. Because looking at that mob, you would think that these people were losing their kids by the police and being discriminated against and have a
Right.
long history of just just um mistreatment, and I think that is part of the fear when you see other people look at us, man. They just know that there's got to be something to make these people snap, you know and that should have been us. I'm sorry, that should have been us.
Yeah, but when it was supposed to be us, I saw some photos the other day of just the whole military was out in front of the Capitol building when the riots was happening a few months back. For the George Floyd and all of that, they made sure that something like this could not happen at all. I'm talking about every little step, every space on the steps was filled with military officers. You know, so they just
Well, actually,
handle
we
us
have
differently.
done it. We done it back in, I believe it was '67, with the Armed Black Panthers, and they basically did the same thing. And that's why they had to dismantle that organization. So it has been done. And if we talking about like kind of like the civil rights movement,
So you
to
meaning
me,
that since it was you know black people fighting, then they had a right to have that expectation. But since it's white people, we're not gonna worry about it. We don't need to be prepared. The military don't need to be here for this. It's not like this just happened overnight. Like the vote just came overnight. They had this already planned for weeks and weeks.
true enough, and with the help of the government, Secret Service,
Right.
the
Where's the
FBI.
CIA? While they sitting on their little chat rooms planning this, and it's through the pictures, like it's pretty evident that people was connected. People was from all over the country, man, to to
So
to be here, and they just left Georgia.
yeah, exactly. I think this is the first of many to happen. Honestly, I really do. And the Black Panthers did it with 12 men in '67. That to me, that was one of my favorite movements, and really, probably, really one of the movements that probably represented the real sentiment of, the heart of, the revolution at that moment. But so it has been done by us before, which was actually it should have been done. But again, I'm listening to MSNBC, man, and you got white folks and saying if that would have been Million Man March or whatever, man, it would have turned out different. I'm like, this is pretty interesting how now this stuff is coming out in the open, and you have white people basically putting us in front of their movement again. And it's just kind of like one of those things
Mm.
where it was looking like, they was caping for us, so to speak. Like If that would have been black people, we all know it would have turned out different. A couple years ago, that would have never been said.
Mm, that's a thought.
So I don't know,
I
man.
think
That's why I
they
say
doing
it's
the
so
wrong
many
message
lessons.
though. I feel like I think they just hurting their cause with how they're carrying on for the future. I feel like they destroying their whole little cause. So let them act up because their kids is watching this. Most of these kids do not stand with all of this foolishness. They not really with the racism like their parents were. You know what I mean? Like they grew up in that time. You know what I'm saying? But these little kids are closely connected through social media, classrooms. You seeing all these same black kids and other, ethnicities in your class. They not growing up how we grew up. So you hating these black people or hating, what I'm saying, man, just all of this racism and all of this, the way they feel about minorities being, a part of the structure is not going to fly with the next generation. I just don't feel like that. They doing everything that urban communities are doing. Their kids are doing the same stuff. They're affected by the same thing. So I feel like all of this is just going to die down sooner or later.
No, I don't think it. I don't think all those people were out there on racial situations, or I don't think all of them were out there camping. Capping for Trump. Like that's I like why I brought up the lady with the Medicaid or Medicare sign. Like there's other issues that are beyond Trump and beyond the race thing that these people are standing on that really nobody is talking about. Like with the Nancy Pelosi type of situation where she want to take out the mom and dad and just say parents and just different undertones. These people are mad at policies that are being passed more so than just, their favorite guy didn't get reelected. And that is what
but I feel like it's mainly fueled by people who don't want to give up their position of power. They don't want to entertain no conversations about why it's not, other races involved in this and that. These ones right here, my man toting this Confederate flag, all of that type of stuff is like at the head of all of this, man. And
yeah, it's
Donald
all
Trump.
part of it.
Yeah,
It's all part of it. But you don't assimilate that many people, under one thing. It's that's what I'm saying. It's more issues than just. I'm not saying that those other things don't exist, but what I'm saying is there's other underlying issues that have people there, like the woman with the wheelchair. What's going on with her situation? Is she able to get proper health care?
she was in a minority yesterday, though. In that
Well, it
group.
could have been, but the point is, it's just like, when I talk to Trump supporters and get to the root of like kind of like what their beef is, it's never been a race thing. Of course, they're not gonna say it to your face, but at the same time, they can point out 5 different issues that they believe Democrats are doing to chip away at not necessarily their power or that the power structure, but just straight up policies that they feel like is going against their principles. And some of those issues blacks would agree with.
Yeah, right.
So at the end of the day,
there was a few blacks out there yesterday.
It was, but I don't
Just a
think
few.
that's the place for us. But what I'm saying is, it's a lesson for us to be able to, and that's been my whole thing about politics. We have to apply that pressure to these politicians to not redline us in real estate, to not give us secondhand education, to not have our hospitals under staffed, and even the schools and different things like that. It's just like they can pass all these policies that we disagree with, and they do it, and they just kind of like shun us, But the seed of fear in those politicians' eyes, I guarantee you, bro, they spray painted these politicians. Like now, it's like, okay, y'all can be touched, which it had always been the case, but now I wonder, are the policies going to be a little closer to what the citizens are really, and I'm talking about black and white, Mexican, the whole nine, because sometimes I feel like it's like some of these bills and these policies are passed from a think tank perspective and not so much from a grassroots perspective. So in that sense, I think we gained something from seeing the fear in those politicians' eyes to say, okay, you keep passing these laws, next time it's not going to just be whites, or you don't support us, like with the Biden situation where he's backing down from some of the things that, black people had issues with. We discussed this in a previous show about how, he was talking down to the black leadership. Well, he's come out and said some more things, and it's just kind of like, they're kind of like throwing the case out there for, in case we don't do what we said we were going to do. Well, we're telling you the unsurmountable odds that we're up against, right? So I feel like politicians need to be held accountable, just like we have to be held accountable on our jobs and in business and everything else.
You are listening to Talk 100 with Tim Skrilla, D. Murdoch, and Jay Raphael. Tune in every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
What was that?
Yeah, man, it's about accountability, man. Like when you really think about it, because we can benefit off of that. We should be irate about some things. I'm not saying we should behave like that, but at the same time, I mean, it probably would do some.
But see,
good
they motivated. They got a different type of juice in their battery than we have. We have to use a little bit more strategy, man. I obviously look like if we know if it had been a mob of black people coming through there, we would have got mauled down. They would have had everything. They wouldn't have just had no tear gas, even though they was so-called unprepared. I don't understand how we just so unprepared for stuff as if it never happened before in America. That's ridiculous to me. Like, how in the world is like, do we ever get to a point where the people who's supposed to save us are dying from, not having proper protection? That don't make sense to me. It's as if we'd never been in a pandemic before, or we don't know the possibilities of that, or you know what I mean, or we don't know that this lab set up testing all of this crazy stuff, man. And that's the type of stuff that make you think that, yeah, man, it's a part of the plan. Like I don't really like to be super all conspiracy, but some stuff is just right in your face.
Bro, it's so obvious. If you can see it with Ray Charles glasses on, bro. It's so obvious. It's man.
I think it's just the money though. Like when it all boils down to it, money is at the root of everything, and I believe that's gonna be the downfall. Even like people making all this money doing business, how they doing it, that's going to be the ultimate downfall. That and technology. Like, think about what these corporations, they've started using, or not started, but they use the urban culture to sell their products and make all this money. It seems like they're not really thinking about what that does to the people who, the receivers of the messages that they put out. That right,
and that's part of that accountability too on our part, and that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just say it like when the crack epidemic happened, that happened in our neighborhood, and the lack of infrastructure allowed that to happen to the point where, these was our babies, right? Doing this, that, and the other. It wasn't no power in the neighborhood to be like, nah, man, that ain't flying over here, man. Y'all better take that over there. You know what I'm saying? That's personal accountability. Like, it ain't flying over here, man. You know what I'm saying? But we'll be like, shoot, man, we tear our own neighborhood up. We tear our own city up and whoop, whoop. And so everybody else come and do the same thing. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's some things we should have been irate about. And that ain't just all white on black and black on white or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's some other things we should have been irate about. You
Yeah,
know,
but
we
see,
had
it's easy for that stuff to happen when it's always it only take one little sellout to mess up the whole plan. It's always that one guy who can be bought. You know what I'm
true
saying?
enough.
So
True
that
enough.
just kind of cancels all everything, man. Like
But
it allows the
when you
snakes
got a
in.
solid man in a home with a solid woman in the home that's raising solid people in that home, and they combine and they, so it like that's the problem of that monolithic type of thinking. Like, yeah, you can buy out one person, but when the fabric of the foundation is solid, like, nah, man, we ain't flying with that. We don't care if you the mayor, you messing up, bro, you gotta go. You know what I'm saying? The people do that. We scream power to the people, but when it's time to exercise that power, it's like, no, we don't want to do it. Oh, no, that ain't the right time. And, we 20 years, 30, 40 years of tearing our own cities down, tearing our own neighborhoods down. And then we think we can come together collectively nationwide. It's not going to happen. Can't happen. You know what I'm saying? Because the time to exercise that power is right there in the city's infrastructure, in the neighborhood, in the home. And we don't do that. And that's the thing that, to me, I feel like, shoot, man, you tear your own neighborhood up, you should be irate at that.
Yeah,
You
right.
know what I'm saying? Like, it's just certain things, man. To me, I feel like we'll tolerate some things because it is some coin attached to it. You
Yep.
know.
And they weaseling their way into our circles through technology. Technology is allowing, is like a doorway into just everything, man. Like into these circles that you might not be necessarily, invited into. Meaning, like, if somebody coming from outside of like these people who you talking about, that's a way that they can get in through, your kids and like that's just gonna be the downfall. All these people was motivated through the internet. They grouped up and met up through the internet. This is like one of the bad things that technology, brings to society today. It's not
Mm.
good, man. All of these, just one idiot sitting up, riling up all of these people is just, it's not gonna be good for the future. We definitely got to figure it out. Like, where's the CIA at?
They let them tell it they don't have any jurisdiction in the country. They are a foreign government agency that basically operates outside of the country. And the FBI, this jurisdiction that they have is within the states and the city, and vice versa. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but they got a hand in it. But we've done it in other countries, man. Like that's part of what we do around the world. We cause coups and we stage insurrections, and I believe that this was staged, man. I'm not saying that uh, it's no it was straight up inside job, bro. I stand on that. I stand on it, bro. Come on, man. You know. So that just means that there's some people that's voicing against what's going on, but they really down with it. So that let me know that this is a bigger plan than just this. And so if you in that world, man, you probably be careful who you trust. Because it gotta be some quiet closet enthusiasts out there that's just down with the play. But publicly they got to say, "Oh no, that's terrible. That was this has put a stain on the nation's capital, and people
Like
around the
them
world are
police,
watching this."
like them officers.
Yeah, man, they down with the play, bro.
Letting
You
people
cannot
in.
assimilate that many people. You cannot gather that many people and move. And they did it with technology, but at the same time without it. You know what I'm saying? Because we woke up to it. We heard it. It just came about, you know.
Right.
This is crazy. And in the midst of all of this, dude, in the midst of all this, it's a pandemic, and Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos is going at it for number one spot of the richest man uh, in the world. And I guess Elon Musk just surpassed Jeff Bezos for the richest man in the world, man. What you think about that?
I think it was like what you were saying. It'll be short lived. I mean, it'll be a battle for the top spot, I guess. You know, I believe that Elon Musk said in 3 or 4 years he'll be on Mars. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, but I got my popcorn ready. I will be watching.
Hey, he gotta quit. He gotta quit crashing them rocket ships.
Yeah, right. And this was right after he crashed that boy. He's like, yeah, we'll be up there. He was confident.
Hey, and I was just about to say that's a lot of confidence, and now I see why he rich, because it's probably not a deal that fell through that just ever crushed him. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, if deal fall through, he be like, oh yeah, I get the next one. It just keep going, man. You know, so I don't know. You could agree or disagree with whatever, man, but always grab them lessons, man. Regardless, I don't think he'll make it on that trip, but I like his confidence though.
How we know? You know, they might already be there.
Could be.
We're still looking at the moon pictures from back in the 50s or whatever. Who knows what's going on, man?
Hey, and they say that they don't know. They don't. I know it's not true, but they trying to say that they didn't write the information down to go back again. That's why we haven't been, and just all of that. I mean, it's. I don't think if you're not going to the moon, you ain't going to Mars, bro. I'm sorry, that ain't happening.
They say you can't live on the moon. D-Mara, what up, man? I see you in there.
Hey, what's going down? What's going down? What's up, T Skrilla?
What's happening?
Oh man, yeah, a little bit of this and a little bit of that and everything.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Nah, man, we just chopping it up about this craziness going on in Capitol Hill for the 2021.
Oh man, oh man.
It looked like a New Year's celebration when you just glance at it.
Well, it's a party, huh?
Oh,
they got their flags. Everybody's excited.
yeah.
What's the
that was
latest?
A picture I hadn't seen is those who was that walking through the National Guard? I hadn't seen that picture.
Oh,
through those hallways.
Oh yeah, they took over, man. They was down there going crazy. And you remember a couple weeks ago, I don't know if we've been on when they was talking about how this money was gonna get spent, the stimulus money. I'll be checking out my man. I forgot his name, Brian something. He's an Asian guy. He got a tax. I forget the name of his channel, but I listen to him quite often for the last couple weeks. But anyway, he been talking about the stimulus and how the money was gonna be spent. He go in detail about everything about it, man. And he's saying that I forget exactly, but it was like $80-something million just for like furniture inside of this place. And that was part of the package, the $900 billion. We talked about that, D, I think.
Yeah. No. Yeah, we did.
His channel is called Clear Value Tax. And pretty popular dude. He be on there giving money away and just kicking the facts, man. Just check him out. But that's ridiculous, though. But they going to need that money now that they done had this place all tore up.
Oh, yeah. That was very interesting. That whole thing. I mean, it was really definitely it was a historic thing to say the least, because you on top of just seeing those events that happened, it's just how it was allowed to happen, and then all the other things behind it, the conspiracy and the thoughts behind why they said it wasn't prepared, and all those things as far as for this event, to make sure that nothing, definitely like that level of a breach and all of that stuff. That was just beyond, no, just beyond just crazy on how it all unfolded.
Yeah, it was a setup job. Skrilla, he's confident. It's all in the plan. So be on the lookout for what's upcoming in the next few weeks.
Mm.
Yeah, you gotta take a note, you know what I'm saying, to all of this, man, and just chop it up. In some way, man, I feel like I can watch it and it's not to say that it's not affecting me or it won't affect us in the future, but I mean, really, this ain't our fight right now. Really, it's not our fight, you know.
Wow, I'm looking at TMZ. They saying just what you just said. The FBI investigation or investigating an inside job.
Oh yeah, it's obvious. If you
Wow.
know
Yeah.
anything about security and that type of thing, man, come on, bro. That
Oh yeah,
Mm.
they were allowing people in there. As a matter of fact, I Gino down here in Houston, because that one guy you in the picture you got, um, is one of the leaders of the QAnon. He's one of the main speakers, the one with the bullhorn on his
Mm-hmm.
head and a
Yeah.
tattoo on him. From my understanding, they were saying that number one, it was a few of the officers who allowed them to come in. Yeah, it was some that was resistant, but it was a
Yeah,
few
we
of
just
that let
said
some
that.
of them in on a different side, because some of the people that were with them, with the people who was riding and all that stuff,
Yeah, we just
flash
watched that
certain
video.
badges and security and stuff like that. So, and
We
we know
just
that all
watched.
the time. I mean, again, somebody can be doing something on one end as far as their career and whatever it is. That has nothing to do with something else that they're a part of, or organization, or what their personal beliefs is. I believe this. So really, nowadays you can find yourself in trouble because guess what? This isn't 1982. So you don't really fully get to hide behind that. It will come out. And matter of fact, even if you working for yourself and have your own business, that don't mean you're above getting destroyed. It's gonna happen a lot faster if you're working for a job. Oh, you work over here at Bucky's gas station. Well, I tell you what, we didn't. Yeah, you took off today. You were right to take off, but we didn't know you went down there to the Capitol thing and you attached to our job. Goodbye. Simple as that. Oh, you work here, you got your own business, like the person that will work cakes. Oh, you're refusing to serve this person or anything, or whatever it is. Or we'll go on social media and destroy you. You will be out of business. Don't worry. So, no, these guys, they actually, yeah, they flashed that and that's how they got in. So it absolutely is an inside job. So a lot of people's lives will be changed. I don't know if it'll be completely destroyed, but it'll be changed.
Hey, I saw a picture of I think this was on TMZ too, of some guy, one of these people who bust up in there with the little zip ties, like a handful of zip ties. So like they was planning to go up in there and hold people against their will, whether it be sending people, these it's crazy, man. So yeah, that would make you think that it's something else coming up. Like nobody really cares about getting caught.
I'm just looking at one of these pictures here. I mean, this is just wow. I mean, like you said, it looks you said it partially looked like a New Year's Eve, but then it partially just looks like some of the things we've seen, like almost like they show the photos of in Iraq and how they're going. Like some of this look like there's smoke. You got that. Then you got this this guy Confederate flag inside the Capitol bill. Inside the Capitol bill, he's flying his federal flag in there. And it just wow, just the scene of this is just, and like I said, we knew it was coming, but I honestly thought they were going to I thought it was going to be set up a lot better than that. And I don't know, the mayor of DC, she's an African American lady. I thought that they were going to have her involved a little bit on some protection, but I believe that, yeah, I believe those hands was tied. I think some hands was tied on being able to set some stuff up, and they said it was minimal security. It was that, as we see the officers, and then some of them were in on it. That were at
No,
least.
they just. I think that's the official statement, but the reality is we don't know who's a part of this coup and or
Oh
this
yeah, no.
they. But did y'all notice on all of those guns when you see them pulling those guns out? You did you guys notice and to see those symbols on the end of those guns?
Mm.
I didn't. What guns? The military guns?
Yeah, when they closed the doors in the Capitol, all of the Glocks that they had like a red and blue signal on, or like a symbol on the barrel.
Mm.
Mm.
All them two guys who was had their guns out at the little window. I think I
Yeah,
did
but it
see
was
something
more
like that.
than just those two.
Yeah, right.
It was
What you think that is? Some statewide issued firearm
mm,
or what? The good old
mm,
boys club? What?
mm. you, I ain't seen it in the store.
I don't know.
Mm.
Maybe those are Russian-made weapons.
Maybe they do make
Oh
some good.
man, from
Hey,
Russia.
they made the AK-47. Man.
Maybe Putin sent them boys over, them throwaways.
Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna shift it up though, man. What's up? When we come back from break, we'll be right back.
You are listening to Talk 100 with Tim Skrilla, D. Merle, and J. Murphy. Tune in every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Now, what's this you say about your boy Kanye, man? What he done got himself into this week?
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. He got a couple things going on, but the news I heard was he's getting divorced, or they're talking about divorce, man. So
Yeah,
that's a
they've been going through that for a minute now. I think like since
Yeah.
the end of the summer, at the latest.
and you and
Since the
when they
last
would
summer, since summertime, they've been going through it.
Well, since the end of the summer, I've been hearing little rumblings about them on rocky roads or whatnot. He
no,
was
we would have
staying
been
in
on Rocky
Wyoming.
Road when you put me in that mental asylum. That's when I would have been. I would have came out and divorced her then.
So she put him in there.
Remember when he
I
had the
remember
little
something like
meltdown
that.
on stage
Yeah, right,
a couple years ago?
right. He was, yeah.
I would have been done with her then.
Yeah, wow. I mean, she definitely seemed like her mind is on, maintaining her status and resume and all of that. And not saying that she's not down for her family, because as far as I see, when they together with their kids, it's always seemed like a loving environment. But she's not about to mess up Kim Kardashian for nobody. She's not finna mess up and tarnish her name and go down with nobody. So if you going down that road, then I gotta see you when I see you.
Yeah, that's one of those things, man. That divorce thing is a nasty thing. And shoot, it took its toll on Dr. Dre with the
Yeah.
aneurysm and things. But I hear that he's doing much better, so that's a good thing. Shout out to Dr. Dre.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, that's definitely a legend in the game, man.
Yeah. Now we didn't talk about like do he got any masters or anything like that? Any type of litigation going where anything? Do we know?
I know it's got to be some litigation along those lines, because his ex-wife was saying that she owned his name.
She do?
That's what was part of the claim. I'm not saying she do, but I'm just saying, like, she some kind of way she said she owned his name. I think she may just be pulling at straws at this point, but I mean, shoot, she fighting with everything she got.
She's going for broke. She's going for broke. She wants the maximum amount of money from him.
I seen Tyrese going through with his wife. You know, she asked her for
Yeah.
I
like
just don't want to have a crying
20,000.
man crying no more, Chubb.
Huh?
Where he was crying, because he'll get on YouTube in a minute and just start crying. I don't want to see one of those breakdowns no more.
What else do you want from me?
Just cry. That's how. Come on, Tyrese, you better than
Hey,
that.
that's that move when you done messed up, or you going to jail. You just want to get some sympathy back. So he tried to get some people on his team, but hey, you knew what you knew before you went ahead and made that move. So hey, we got to
Well, he
change
ain't
the
been
system.
married that long, has he? Because I just heard about him getting married a couple years
Well,
ago.
they got a
He getting divorced.
2-year-old. I think they got a little baby. I think they got a.
Okay. Yeah,
little
but it
baby
ain't been no 10-year.
No.
Like, okay, you gotta
No.
have some skin in the game, baby, for
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
right. Hey, but they know what
Gotta
they
have
getting
that
themselves
10-piece.
into. Right.
they playing nowadays anyway with these marriages. So,
So
it's
is it
like, shoot.
difficult today to be married or what?
No, you just gotta be solid and be, make sure you go after what you want and be in what the type of relationship you want, and and if two solid individuals get together, they can make it work. Even though it's not the right climate
I'm just
for,
saying exactly the way the world is set up. Is
yeah.
it difficult for couples to stay together, be 50, 60, and happy with memories? Like, is
It's
that?
hard because of which part's making it hard.
Well, I'm just asking, is it difficult to, I mean, what we know for sure is that the divorces at an all-time high and, all of that type of stuff. So it would appear that it's a challenge to stay together.
Yeah, or maybe we may rethink the, to death do us part. Maybe say, hey, I marry you for 5 years. Just do like a contract, like I marry you. You know what I'm saying?
And we'll renegotiate at the end.
Yeah, like,
If you still want to be with me, then so be it, and vice versa. If not, I'll see you next lifetime.
yeah, you're like, okay, you free to, shop after 5 years, like, okay, let's do that.
But
It's just
then
a contract,
but that's terrible for kids, though, man. When you know what I mean, when you got kids together, they're in the same house.
That's a bad thing.
That's
Yeah,
tough,
you
man.
put them in it.
Right. That would have to be, part of the agreement. If we got kids, then we might have to rethink it.
Yeah, but shoot, I mean, you doing it in the divorce anyway. I mean, it's just like, I think it's a lot of, like I say, man, it's just the culture nowadays to where we not 100 no more.
You got your
You know what
ex
I'm
in your
saying?
back pocket all day. That's a challenge,
Well,
man. Everybody
so
can't
far,
handle
Jay
that
Z and Beyonce, they're still staying together, though,
that
right?
we know of.
They're staying together, and then you got
We only
Kanye
know
and them. They need to stay together. You said they had all these kids. Well, they got 7 kids.
they got a lot of kids, don't they? I saw a picture the other day. I didn't even know they had that many kids.
Nah,
Did
I
they
ain't
have
know either,
twins?
bro.
Did they ever have a set of twins at all?
I don't know, because a lot of them do that
I don't remember her being
artificial,
that pregnant.
that Operation Twin stuff, but
Mm.
they had a lot of kids, because his goal, I thought, was to have 10 kids or so. Kanye himself, that's what he wanted. I mean, I guess she was down. They was
Hey.
doing those surrogate mothers, so it didn't matter to them. Let's keep happening. We'll keep picking these surrogate mothers to carry the baby.
Oh, that's
for
how
us.
they did it. Okay.
Yeah, that's how they did.
Ah.
They did the care. Oh yeah, we can't mess up Kim's precious body. That's part of the brand, baby.
Hey, that's what got us these billions. That girl got billions with
Yeah,
that
right.
body in that video.
Wow.
Her sister is a billionaire. I don't know what the mama's smart.
She is the queen.
They need to be, Then Kanye was reportedly a billionaire. So it's that's a marketing family, bro. I mean, just that system over there is just like a multi-billion-dollar company.
Now,
Like
would Tristan Thompson benefit?
Heck yeah. Anybody who get with them gonna benefit. If you can maintain your sanity, you gonna come up.
no, they gonna benefit. It look like they made Kanye a billionaire, or whatever. I only say they made him because he was doing his thing before. But at the end of the day, shoot, he probably don't keep that. Give me that. We got these 7 kids over here. I need this. I need that. Hey, what he say? He said it in his own song. Say, we won't prenup. What he say?
He said that before he got married.
And one of the things that we know, I don't think that was a happy thing about the whole Milwaukee thing. She didn't want to live there. I guess he wanted to go there for peace of mind. Milwaukee. That was a very interesting.
I thought he was in Wyoming. I think in Wyoming.
Oh, Wyoming.
Yeah,
okay.
Wyoming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
that's
like
rich
even
people.
worse. That's even more weird. Coming from the city,
Yeah, there's some things out there in them mountains that we don't know about.
Him and Justin
Halliburton
Timberlake know though.
Yeah, it's some definitely some things going on in this culture, man, that makes marriage difficult. just flat out. I don't know
Well,
if it'll get
maybe it's
better
time to
either.
yeah, maybe it's time to get back to the basics. I mean, I'm not married or whatever, but maybe it's time to get back to the basics. Like, do they have did they open up downtown the ice arena? Maybe, hey, go to ice skating or something together. Walk the river walk. They still got the river walk down there, downtown on Jefferson.
What you talking about?
Maybe it's time to
Sure.
just do. I think we got away from the basics. The
Now, you
basics
can't take
and
your wife on a date. Your side piece be out there, bro. You can't do
oh man, no.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I think like I say, technology is gonna be the downfall of us, man. We just want more and more and more. Everything is just, I can't say it enough. It's one extreme to the next, and everybody is just trying to outdo the next person, and it's just unnatural, man. And these new kids is growing up as this being the standard.
Well, how are they doing about school? I mean, how long is this gonna go on with school? This is what's weird to me is this school thing. I mean, some of these kids, I mean, are they getting detached? Because really, they need the social aspect of being at school.
To hell with the social. The failure rate is at an all-time high.
Well, that's another thing.
Right
so,
first.
so why is that though?
Well, it's
On a
difficult.
family level, because they're a homeschooler.
It's difficult, man. I mean, not everybody got the parents who gonna make sure that they get it done, or who could even help them in the first place. So it's an ultimate challenge to. I mean, it's like you turn these kids into college students. Taking online classes. They want you to be that into it. It's a challenge, and I mean, not everybody's at home. I was just talking to one of my friends today, and down in Georgia, they still going to school and every day. Like, everybody's not at home.
Yeah, the whole country ain't shut down, so it's still been some things that's going on. And I haven't heard anything about this COVID talk during this this
The last
whole
few
thing,
days.
man.
Right.
Yeah.
This
yeah.
vaccine. I heard a little bit about the
I've been hearing about that vaccine like crazy. They've been really going for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You hear about the doctor that died a couple days after taking the vaccine?
They're gonna put it all on. They're gonna put this blame on Pfizer. I know it.
Oh, it's like 5 different companies
Yeah.
now, man, that got vaccines and whatever.
I seen the nurse with the Bell palsy. I didn't see the other people, but I saw her. She had her mask on at the beginning of the video, took that boy off, and the whole right side of her face was drooped down. Like, she was upset. Like, I can't even, laugh and smile. And man, I mean, is that permanent?
No,
it's not permanent, because that's life changing right there.
Yeah,
sometimes you have a food allergy. We know, okay, something can shift your mouth and your eyes. Things get swole, your jaw or your eye. I mean, I hope it's equivalent to that.
Yeah.
And it goes back and they
could be calling it Bell palsy. Sometimes people be having strokes too. Like, it'd be a whole different thing, which I hope that's not the case. But apparently you can recover from Bell palsy. You can recover from stroke too. But I'm just saying, like, it's like a thin line between, some of the symptoms. And shoot, that's just what we physically can see, because they haven't put them people on no test. You know what I'm saying? You just looking at a physical situation going on, but have they ran blood tests after they did these vaccines and put them on heart monitors, CAT scan, X-ray? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's really going on? This is just what they willing to admit, because that's an obvious symptom.
Mm-hmm. And it says right here that there's no known cure for Bell's palsy. However, the recovery is usually 2 weeks to 6 months from the onset symptoms. Mm-hmm. So, dang, 6 months with this droopy face? Yeah. I mean, is it worth it, though?
I mean, you don't have a mask. She's probably put a mask on and a hood.
A ninja mask.
Got to, bro.
Unfortunately. Yeah, I don't want to be seen like that. I mean, we can't see our full faces these days anyway, but I don't want to be. That's a bad feeling.
Then that Kawhi mask on top of all that.
Bruh.
Kawhi Leonard.
That Kawhi Leonard mask on top of all that.
What's that? Yeah. Why is he wearing a mask again? What happened? Somebody hit him in the nose. Player.
Yeah,
Who is
Ibaka.
it? Ibaka.
Yeah, split his mouth
Oh,
wide open, man.
So
like
so
8
so like it
stitches.
was his stuff was like he had to have surgery and stuff. I mean,
Well,
why he
he had stitches. He got like 8 stitches. So yeah, I guess that's surgery, some form. But yeah, it was pretty bad, man. I seen him when it happened. He was laying there gushing up out his mouth. I'm like,
Wow,
this ain't good.
Mm-hmm.
They're not really looking at that together either. Anyway, that's I don't know. That's another story. I'm gonna let you get that sports update, D. I know you got some information for us.
Just a few things. There's just like you said, we'll get to that, but but yeah, this health and wellness. Yeah, you got Pfizer. I didn't even know the other 4 companies. Who's it? Johnson & Johnson? Are they involved too?
I forgot the names of them. Let me see. It was some foreign names though that I had never heard of.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, some people I ain't trying to deal with.
Right.
Yeah.
So you going with that name brand? You getting that name brand pill, huh?
Hey, I'm not taking a vaccine for a situation that's 99% that has a 99% recovery rate. Not at all, bro.
Speak
they
on
gonna
that.
have to force that on the people.
Explain. You got to explain that.
So basically, 99% of the people that catch COVID, they recover.
So we got and bio and tech is the most notable. And I'm sure but it's about money.
So which one we getting in the inner city?
Yeah, right, exactly.
We're gonna get the knockoff brand.
We're gonna get that chitlin boy. One of them got 50% chitlins in it.
Oh my God. Man, that's great.
They gotta hook us up with that swine vaccine.
Yeah. Don't tell us what's what's in this. A little bit of pig feet juice. Don't worry.
Don't even worry about it.
All of your ancestors have had to eat this, and it's okay. They survived, and you guys are here. So
this the one that give you Bell's palsy for about 4 weeks, but you'll be all right. You're gonna recover.
Don't give me one thing in hopes of not catching something else that I probably recover from anyway. You know, that's crazy, bro. This is some crazy stuff, man. I feel like we living in a big psyops, like a just one big military exercise or something, man. That's what
now what we're gonna see, you got people waiting on to see, it'll be right around tax time too, still in tax time, is that other $1,400 is gonna come through the stimulus, girl, that they're promising. That's on the top of the list too, is to get a lot of doses for this in this first quarter. They're saying they're gonna do, they as an administration, new administration saying they're gonna do a lot of doses on that, and the other focus is going to be getting the rest of that $2,000, $1,400 from the stimulus.
Yeah, that's well, I'll tell you what, they spending their time worried about getting Trump up out of there, so we know they're not starting tomorrow with that. All we're gonna hear about is Trump getting impeached and whatever, the 25th Amendment and all of that for the next 2 weeks, 13 days, whatever. You know, so what we do see is that something can go over the top of people being hungry and out of work and all of that. Regardless of what it is, something else can, trump that and get that pushed to the side. Well, I don't know, pushed to the side. Maybe they'll do it at the same time. Doubt it, but we'll see. We do know that they got control of the Congress now, which is what they was trying to do, and we'll see what happens with all of that.
Yeah.
Now, did they have control of the Congress under the Obama administration at all?
They claim they didn't, but at some point they did have some type of power toward the end.
So now we shouldn't hear all of that tough guy stuff out of Joe Biden no more, right? Because this was everything he was complaining about in the video that we was watching a few weeks ago, right? If we don't win the Congress, then we won't be seeing none of this. this won't happen and that won't happen. With all of that,
Yeah, but what he said was, it's kind of like he double talked, because what he basically said is that we didn't have enough seats to get pushed through what we want, what y'all want. And he made it clear that it was what they wanted. But he said, I'm not, no, he said, well, black folks. He was talking about black folks at this point in time. But he said, what I'm not going to do is, push this defund the police. He started naming this list. And then this is where it's gonna come into play. He said, and besides, y'all need to figure out how y'all gonna work with the Latinos, because they got more numbers than y'all. So but see, where that always fails is Latinos are pretty much fundamentally conservative, right?
Right.
So they're trying to kind of like use that as a thing to where, they try to group us all together. So in other words, it won't be like a specific black thing, it'll be like a minority, and then they include, all the other groups in that little lump sum. And then you'll just basically have to fend through, what's left over. You know how that go.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So we'll be back in the back of the bus again on these issues. That's why I say, man, for a politician to talk to you like that after he begged y'all for y'all support, to see that little glimmer of fear in their eyes was well worth it to me. You feel
he
me?
was on Zoom too, though, so he had his little Zoom toughness on he wouldn't have said it like that if they was in his face.
In his face, yeah, he probably would have, though, because I done seen some speeches of his that he kind of got like a little way about him.
Right, he tried to act like he down with y'all. I'm down with y'all. I can talk to y'all in a tough way and all of that type of mess. Like, knock it off.
No, he do a lot of double talking, man. This dude gonna say he got in front of a black church and said, "This is Biden." And this, you can pull it up on YouTube or whatever other medium you use. But he said in one video, in one speech, I was down there with Reverend so-and-so, and we was organizing, the march and da-da-da-da. Then he got around some white folks and say, well, I didn't really have that much to do with that thing. I was just working in the pool in the inner city.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, they do that little double talk, man. It's like, what I like to what'd you say?
He said in his one speech, I remember he was after George Floyd, he told his daughter, I know you missed that big bear hug that only your dad George can give. I said, dang, Mike sound like he hugged him, gave him a hug.
You never know.
Yeah, he
Hey, before we get up out of here, though, man, we got to give a big salute to our sponsors and biggest supporters. New Leaf Home Solutions in Waterford, Michigan, a premier real estate investment company, which can help you make your dream home a reality. Check out my man Montel Skrilla. Hit him up on Instagram at SkrillaTell the producer with the underscores in between. You can see it right there on the screen. Also, Herbal Rotation LLC, a company which helps to draw awareness to responsible and safe herbal healing, and also helping to diminish the harmful effects of opioid abuse in society. They got a newsletter that come out every single Monday morning at 8 a.m. at herbalrotation.com/news. Also, if you like live play-by-play sports action and live game recaps, make sure you tune in to real_sports_time with D-Mar.
Oh yeah,
YouTube.
and tomorrow, real quick, if I can jump in. Tomorrow we don't talk too much about the segment, but they have 3 wild card games tomorrow for the playoffs here. So definitely we're going live tomorrow on at least one of those games, and then on Sunday as well.
That's what's up.
On Real Sports.
You gonna be on YouTube? D-Mar, you said it's on YouTube?
Yeah, we're gonna go. Yeah, YouTube on the YouTube channel for Real Sports Time.
That's what's up. Make sure y'all tune in.
Wild card playoff weekend for NFL.
Also, if you stick around at the end of the show tonight, we're going to do a quick little sports update right after this. But if you stick around, we're also going to play the investment segment for this week. This is part one of an investing thing with Montel Skrilla. So it's a real dope segment. Make sure you stick around right at the end, couple minutes, and that'll go right at the end. But D, what you say about the NBA earlier?
Your volume went down too, Rap.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Something's going on with the volume.
Is it?
But can you hear me, Skrilla?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, I don't know. He might be trying to fix it now, but yeah. So real quick before I even do any sports, so this what he's talking about is the interview you did with it was an investment banker. I know that was on the end of the trenches.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
This is something different. So I made a short, just kind of like just a short, just speech, whatever, inspirational moment where I was just talking about 4 steps of kind of like starting your journey in the investment of business or as an entrepreneur.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's a good thing. That definitely makes sense.
Dope segment. Make sure y'all stick around for a minute on the Talk 100 Network. This is how we do every Friday night. Make sure you tune in. Come holler at us. Grab you a drink or something, chop it up with us. Go ahead and write in the comment section or whatnot while we on the show. I think Skrilla be on there checking it out so he can answer any questions that you might have for him, or you could just shoot him an email or something like that. It'll be all in the description. D-Mar.
Yes, sir.
NBA, man, what's going on? The bubble is over
Well,
with. It's
NBA action
2021.
is still going. You don't have too many COVID cases. I will say that. I'll start with that, but they're like at like the 9th, 10th game here for some of the teams. Some at the 10th, some at the 9th. So on the West, you got the Clippers in LA. The Lakers are 6-3, and you had earlier this week. You had Steph Curry had a big game, had over 60 points.
Ooh-wee.
You've been hearing all the chirping and craziness that everybody's been saying about him. Well, just about the Warriors period, and then him as a guard, because you have Dame time and all these other people, and that's what happens when you get out of the light earlier on. So they had a bad season, so they didn't make the playoffs or anything else. So now,
hey, I heard Rob Parker. He's a hard guy to please, man. He was saying that he's not impressed, pretty much.
He's not impressed with who?
With old Steph. Said Steph gonna have to prove that he can take the team to the playoffs, deep into the playoffs by himself.
Yeah, with just him and Draymond. Well, that jury is out. But I mean, I do wish Clay was playing, but we're gonna. Yeah, I mean, the team looks like they're structured to be good, at least to try to fight for an 8th seed. We'll see, because one of the other teams that's at the that'll definitely probably try to fight for that 7th or 8th is New Orleans. So if they're going to be down there, they're going to have to beat Zion and the crew and Lonzo.
Yeah, I'm liking them too.
That's another thing. Now, how do you feel about LaMelo Ball? LaMelo Ball's over there, and
I love LaMelo Ball.
LaMelo, he's got that weird 3, but he knows how to shoot it. I like his energy.
Yeah, I like his energy. He just seemed like a smart player, man. When I look at him, as long as he stay healthy, he gonna have a nice long career. And
he might put a little bit of weight on him too. He might put a little bit of weight on him because he is a guard, so he ain't got to get too crazy with it.
He might get some height.
Yeah, and then after that, that's pretty much it. Because like you said, the knowledge is there. His IQ is solid. I think all 3 of those the ball boys. I think all 3 of their IQ is good. For basketball.
I see Alonzo stepping his game up too since his little brother got in the league. That's what I was telling you before. Like, it just seemed like with all the controversy, all of the hyping, I mean, it's only natural for him to start making sure that people still saying his name.
I still think the Detroit Pistons got a lot of nerve by not at least waiting and seeing if LiAngelo could play a little bit of that. Y'all got the nerve to do a pre-cut before anything, like the Pistons got it going on. Unbelievable. I couldn't. That was a little bit shocking for me.
Yeah, I was shocked to see that too. I thought they would give him more of an opportunity to at least get at least halfway through the season. I done seen some bums in Detroit, for real. And I was wondering, how does he have a job? At least to get people to tune in. You know, that's money, man. Why wouldn't you keep just to have him on the court, on the team? People would have been watching to check and see him fail. That would have made Detroit more money.
Team, and then see whoever else playing him. Seeing when his brother and them playing, like all those things were ratings because they already not, you know, the teams are lacking some money, revenue from the arenas.
The stations. I mean, I know I would have been looking just to see, you know, if LeVar Ball knew what he was talking about.
Right, yeah. I mean, that would have been a good thing for him to come to Detroit. Come to Detroit sometime and visit, come to some of the games. But yeah, that's about it. And then, like I said, so that's on the basketball end. So it's kind of steady. Got a lot of games coming up. They're not going to have an all-star game, from my understanding. That was taken out of the season. It's going to be just 72 games. So basically, it's going to be playing through from here on January as it goes through all the way to, you know, the end of May or whenever it is when the playoffs start. So a little bit short of a season. So that's how we'll see what happens. And then that play-in, the play-in style that they're going to go with. And I guess that's going to be in a bubble, not like the regular season game. So that's going to be interesting too after the spring when all that stuff happens. But other than that, it's winding down to the whole Super Bowl thing. Super Bowl time that'll be coming up beginning of February. So they're just getting these playoffs. Got 3 weeks of playoffs going on right now. This week, wild card week, then next week. And then that final, you know, championship game, NFC and AFC. I think Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, I think they're going to be at the NFC.
They coming out?
Yeah, I think they're going to be coming out, and I think it's going to be them versus, honestly, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, which they have a bye this week because they won the AFC conference. So they have a bye this weekend. So they don't have to play anybody. They just got to They just got to win 2 games in the playoffs and try to get to the Super Bowl.
Yes, sir.
It'll be very interesting.
Interesting. I'm starting feeling
like I'm gonna get
for
real sports time. Yeah, we'll definitely be live with that.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel like I want to get an NFL or asterisk or something with all of the COVID mess they done had going on.
Well, it is going to be. No, it's going to be a form of an asterisk. No, it is too.
Unless Patrick Mahomes win, then ain't no asterisk because he won last year. He won last year, baby. Hey, but make sure y'all tune in. Stay around for a few more minutes. We're going to run this segment on investing with Montel Skrilla. Make sure you check him out at Instagram right there on the screen. And until next week, we'll holler at y'all. Peace.
Peace.
We'll be back. Peace.
What's up, family? This your boy, Tel Skrilla. Hey, we back at you with another segment. Going into the holiday season, we want to have a positive outlook about our financial situation. And one of the things we want to combat is the misnomer of you having to have a lot of money to get started. Yes, you can start your financial journey without money. You can start your financial journey with a little bit of money. But the key thing is to get started. So I'm gonna point out 4 things that you can do to get started with raising capital, with just getting the ball rolling, right? So number 1, create a budget. I know that sounds simple, and I know that may seem that, it's tedious, or it may not be as sexy as making money. But one thing you gotta put a stop to is the holes in your pocket. this budget would allow you to critique right where you are. And what I would advise, what other wise men taught me, was keeping your receipt for 30 days. And at the end of that 30 days, categorize each thing that you spent money in, including your bills and all the other things that you do online. So you may not have a receipt for those things, but just gather all that information for 30 days. And what it would allow you to do is have an outlook of where your money is going, because your habits teaches you how to spend your money. Now, if most of us do, almost all of us do, have certain bad habits that we splurge on, or we may not pay attention to where our money is going. You just know, hey, I got paid last week and I'm broke this week. But we want to kind of to get you in a habit of not being broke from check to check. So number one, when you're creating this budget, I want you to be honest, and I want you to do some self-reflection. I want you to eliminate the bad habits that you have when it comes to spending, and I also want you to be honest with yourself, right? So then once you create your budget, stick to that budget. I don't care, some people have apps, some people have spreadsheets, however you want to do it. But just be honest with yourself during this budget. That's very important. And then the other key part to creating a budget and sticking to it is to make sure that your habits reflect what it is you're trying to do. All right? So number two, you want to increase your income. It may be you working overtime on the job. It may be you getting a second job, or finding some side hustle like selling antiques online, or used clothes, whatever the case may be. You want to get more money. Once you've decreased your bad spending habits, you want to increase the amount of money that you have coming in. All right? Then number three, you want to increase your financial literacy in the area that you are going to be investing in. You want to maybe have a mentor. You may even want to hire a CPA or a lawyer, or interview people that are in that area that you're trying to go to. With the YouTube and Google, you have a lot of things that you access with that, but then you also need some real live people in your life that could share some insight and some positive feedback into the area that you're going into. Number four, practice what you've learned. Yes, after you've created that budget, after you started making more money, after you've increased your financial literacy, you want to pull from all of those things and just continue to build upon that. And what will happen is you will have a systematic way of managing money and making money if you follow these 4 points. So I hope this has been something helpful for you. I hope this has been something that you can go into the 2021 new year with a better outlook, with a positive outlook, with something to grasp, because we are in tumultuous times. We're dealing with a pandemic right now. You might have spent too much money during Christmas. Whatever it is, we can overcome it with a simple plan. And I'll leave this with you. A friend, a mentor of mine shared this with me, and I told him I was taking it. He said that basically a plan beats money. So taking that into the new year, yes, a plan beats money. In other words, if you have a sound plan, it can allow you to overcome the lack of money that you have to accomplish your dreams and your goals and different things like that. So listen, enjoy your holiday season. Also, when you're done eating the turkey or whatever it is you're eating, and you get some alone time, reflect. Hopefully you listen to this and kind of develop you a plan and get right to it. Don't hesitate, don't procrastinate, get right to it. This is your season to where you can overcome anything. I feel like we already at ground zero. So it's only up from here, baby. It's your boy, Tell Skrilla from Talk 100 Network. Peace.